Good morning, everybody. This is Bishop with you on the day. Thank God for you. Thank God for all the blessings that He has given you today. Listen, I want you to know, you mean more to God than the way people are treating you. Serious. I was thinking this morning, how many people struggle trying to maintain a level of sanity by trying, good morning, by trying to live up to a standard that doesn't belong to them. So last night, after the broadcast that I did, I had these people deciding that, okay, they want to attack the bishop. They want to come at me sideways. Okay, I welcome all challenges. I'm cool with that. But let me help you. Let me help you understand why it doesn't bother me. When you have foolish people living and leading fake lives, you don't fear who you're going to lose. All right. The fake cannot handle the real in you. Their fake cannot handle the real in you. Don't let fake people change who you are just so you can fit in with them. Yeah, I know it's early in the morning. Bishop, what you talking about? Let me tell you. You're wrestling with yourself. You're struggling with yourself because you're trying to live a double life. You're trying to live one for them and one for God. It's not going to work. I can already tell you. So this morning, everything that I looked at, I read every morning, and I'm thinking, okay, I need a word. I need to help somebody. Here's the thing. Stop begging people to admire what God already admires. If a person or people can't see who you are invisible to them, there's a reason for that. And the reason is God does not want you seen by them. Why? Because you're no good for them. They're no good for you, so they're not going to be good to you. Stop thinking that everything is your fault. Stop carrying blame when you are the blessing. Stop making efforts for idiots. Plain and simple. You don't have to have a degree to have common sense. When folks show you how they feel about you, and they shouldn't have to tell you, brothers and sisters, I know when I'm not cared for. How do you know? Because I care for myself. Good morning, darling. I care for myself. So if you can't give me that same level of care that I give me, then you got to go. I'm very secure in my person, but not everybody is secure in theirs. And what hurts your own feelings is the fact that you are expecting them to be for you what they are to themselves. And what you don't realize is that they really don't care for themselves. So how can they care for you? How can they consider you when the only person they care about is them? See, a lot of times you're giving things to people that they don't need, nor do they deserve. They would never give you good morning, darling. They would never give you the efforts that you are supplying them. If every decision that you make for you makes them mad at you, do you honestly think that that's going to be a good support system for you? Especially when you're around people that don't like to make choices, that don't like to take chances, and that are willing to go with whichever way the wind blows. That means they're going in any direction. But when you are level-headed, that makes you level-minded. If you're level-minded, you're able to lead yourself because you know where you're going. Everybody else is following the crowd. The crowd doesn't always follow the Christ. The crowd doesn't always follow what's real. They will follow what feels good. And sometimes what feels good only feels good for a moment, and then the reality sets in of the feelings. This is why I never operate in feelings. You'll like me when you first meet me, but later on you'll hate me. Why? Because soon I'm going to tell you the truth. If there's something, thank you, Lord. Everything is not form-fitting for you. It has a form, but it doesn't fit. Why doesn't it fit? Because it has no favor. What God gives you will suit you. It covers you. It protects you. It teaches you. It reaches you. It helps propel you. Are you being propelled? Are you being prepared? See, it's easy to be disrespectful to yourself. But when you decide enough is enough, why is it that you still continue to make efforts to reach out to people, to reach up to people, and to reach around people that has put chains on you? They put stipulations on you. That, matter of fact, they have slowed your progress down so much that they barely passed you, and they're looking at you smiling and waving as you're reaching out for them. You have to change who you allow to have access to you. When God woke you up this morning, He did not consult any of your people. He did not ask them, is it okay? He did not tell them that what He was going to do. Why? Because if He can't trust them, why do you? Stop being so easy to trust people before you get to learn them, before you earn them, before you get to know them. There are people that you have known for years that you shouldn't have trusted because you still don't know their mindset. People change over the years. Well, there are people that I grew up with that I'll never trust. Not only did I know them as a kid, I know them as adults. And so if they did not include you as children and we do not talk as adults, that means we are not friends. We do not have that type of relationship. Why? Because brothers and sisters, you can't depend on everybody to be a friend to you. Why? Because they're not into you. You give people power over you when you start begging them to do things that they do not want to do. You don't have to tell a grown person that you need love. They should know that. But you have to see the very red flags that you're trying to paint green. You want to say, well, I know they love me. No, you don't. No, you don't. How long are you going to keep carrying people that don't want to walk? Especially when there's nothing wrong with their feet. There's nothing wrong with their legs. There's nothing wrong with their mind. They just choose you because they know you will carry them. Put them down. When they stop calling, when they stop texting, you stop calling, you stop texting. I'm sick of people coming at me trying to tell me, well, you need to reach out more. You need to do. Everybody will tell you what you need to do, but they're not doing it. They will tell you, well, you don't call me, you don't call me. I'm not even upset with you. It's just the fact that I'm giving you your space. Because you have to realize you're just as important as the people that want you to reach out to them. So, what makes you you? Has anybody ever asked you what's important to you? What's on your mind? Or do they even care enough to say, what's your name? How are you? These are efforts that show people care. Again, I see things differently. People will get angry with you or upset with you simply because they're not doing what you are, and you have exceeded their expectations. How long are you going to sit and wait for somebody to congratulate you? And that's even your family. How long are you going to keep holding yourself back from the very thing you've prayed to God to get help with and help for? When God opens a door for you, it was for you. Stop leaving that door open, waiting for somebody else to come through. Why? Because they were only temporary. You're still trying to take temporary people to your permanent places. That's not cool. What's going to happen is that you're going to be so hurt by the acts of other people that even in your present and your future, you're still remembering the hurt that you endured, which is going to cause you to be out of character with somebody else that hasn't done anything to you. This is the reason why a lot of people still have attitudes. They're still angry. You ain't mad at me. You're mad at the fact that you got hurt by someone else and I was closest to you. So you're still talking like you're still upset and angry about the person that hurt you before you got to me. And so what happens? You put a strain on our friendship trying to fix something that you never should have been friends with in the first place, or you never should have been connected to. The hardest part about being human is realizing it. Because people treat you as though you have no feelings. Robots don't have feelings. People do. And sometimes, brothers and sisters, we want to blame our parents. Well, this is the way I was raised. This is what I went through. This is okay. But notice what you said. This is what I went through. If you went through it and God kept you while you were going through it, and you can look at me and say, well, this is what I went through. This is the reason why I'm the way that I am. That's saying to me, and that would suggest that you choose to have the feelings that you have, and you choose not to grow anymore. You choose to wallow in your self-pity because nobody ever listened to you. Nobody ever heard you. So the hurt that you have was never handled. So it's not only grown up with you, but it growed up in you, and now it controls you. Ask yourself why little bitty things get on your nerves. Because there's a whole lot that you have experienced from people that were familiar to you. And so you recognize those same little bitty things, those pet peeves in strangers. You see them. They see you. It's never okay to mistreat somebody because you've been mistreated. It's never okay to hurt somebody's feelings because you're just in this miserable state of mind. Everything makes you mad. Everything gets on your nerves. When are you happy? If you're going to be friends with somebody like me, well, listen, I need to be able to tell the truth. And even when I don't like the way that it sounds, nevertheless, it's the truth. I don't have to curse at you. I don't have to raise my voice. I can just simply tell you, man, you're wrong. You're wrong. Here's the thing, never tell somebody they're wrong without telling them why. Some people honestly don't realize that what they say is wrong because it feels right. When you've always been used to being in control, when you've always been used to telling somebody what to do, it's hard for you to access information that contradicts who you think you are. As a man, there's certain things that people just ain't gonna say to me. But are there certain things that you can't say to them? There are certain things that people can say to me, and then there are certain things that people can't. People think because you're on social media, and I hear this all the time, well, if you don't want people saying things, then don't be on social media. Here's the thing. Just because we're on social media, don't mean we have to be stupid. A lot of people get their courage behind the camera because they wouldn't say it in your face. But then there's certain circles that I don't deal with, not because I'm scared, but it's because I have common sense. The Bible says to follow peace with all men and holiness without no man shall see the Lord. If I'm following peace with all men, there are certain people that I can't go around. That's my peace. I realize I have to protect my peace. So if I see people that are problemed or having problems, I need to avoid that situation, especially if it has nothing to do with me. Because if you get in the middle of mess, you're going to be messy. You're going to get messy. Every time trouble started, Jesus did not stay around to see, ooh, what's going on? I want to know. Jesus said, I got to go. I'm out. This is beneath me. And so this is why a lot of people think, oh, you think you're better than me. No, I'm protecting my peace. It's not the fact that I'm better, but who you deal with, I can't deal with because to me, they're beneath me. Trash is beneath me. I don't deal with trash. And I'm not talking about where you come from, not talking about where you live, not talking about what you've been through. I'm talking about the way you carry yourself. If you hang around trash, trash will get you in trouble or trash will get you killed. I don't deal with trashy situations. I never have. Because a person who does not want to change, a person who is comfortable in mess is messy. But when you see yourself better than what you were brought up in, I don't care if you were born in the hood. I know too many people that came out of the hood that connected with heaven. It's not where you come from. It's not what your family was like. It's who you choose to be. Because the one thing that everybody needs to understand is that you have a choice either to change or remain who you are. Most people make excuses instead of making efforts. You can go to college. You can do anything that you want to do and still remain ghetto. Just facts. Or you can choose to become a better person by losing the bitterness that is causing you to come out of character in the first place. How long are you going to go through the hell, continue to walk in the hell that God delivered you out of? You will never realize how much of a legacy you have until you leave what you've learned. What do you mean? If you can't leave the miserable life behind, then it's going to follow you all the days of your life. How do you expect to receive grace and mercy when you choose misery? How do you choose to be happy when you are embracing your hurt? Every day, you're hurting every day. Somebody done pissed you off every day. Is there ever a moment in your life when you're happy with just you? Maybe nobody ever asked you what makes you happy. Maybe nobody ever cared enough to say, let me show you a different version. Let me show you a different way. And it might sound silly to you right now, man. He's talking stupid. But yet you're miserable. I love how folks will criticize what they have never encountered. People think that you're soft because you don't say anything. You walk in silence. You can be one of the most dangerous individuals by fighting with your mind more than there are their hands. Why? Because you have more scars that are hidden than they have that are shown. You got your scars through life's experiences, which is spiritual, which is physical, which is mental, which is psychological. Their fall never left a scratch. They didn't learn from the fall. They keep tripping. They keep on believing that they're okay when they're not. Sometimes, guys, we have to stop lying to ourselves and telling ourselves, yes, I love me, when we are the ones that are hurting us. It's easy to blame other people for where you are right now. But the problem that I have with that is that if you're blaming everybody else, when do you hold yourself accountable? I had a friend that had a child. And because you make promises to yourself, you tell yourself, I promise I'm never going to be a baby mama. I'm never going to be a baby daddy. I'm never going to be this. I'm never going to do that. I'm going to do this. And for some reason, your life takes a different turn. The very promises that you made to yourself, you end up breaking. You broke them. The very person that you thought loved you, you got pregnant by, or you allowed to get pregnant, and what happened? It didn't work out the way you did. Now you're scorned and you're miserable. And every day of your life, I'll never trust another man. I'll never trust another woman. The only thing you're doing is blocking the blessing that God has for you. You had to endure the hurt in order to appreciate the help. Maybe, just maybe, God allowed you to make that mistake so you could do a retake of your life. Your baby wasn't the mistake. See, a lot of people focus on the wrong things. You having a child out of wedlock, God allowed that baby to be born. Who cares what anybody thinks about it? The mistake should have woke you up to realize your worth. You're still trying to fix a mistake that's already fixed. It's like you're searching for something that's already found. Why are you still looking backward, expecting to find what's already forward? Who are you surrounded by? What is your support system like? Do you even know what a support system is? A support system is not something that's wishy-washy. It's not something that I will treat you right as long as. Jesus didn't do that. Jesus didn't say, I'll die for you as long as I know you're going to do right. Because if that were the case, he never would have died. So you have people that want to put stipulations on a life that they've never lived. And what you have to be careful of is that you don't live up to their expectations while failing to meet your own. Do you know what's inside of you? Do you know who you really are? Or have you adjusted and gotten comfortable to who you were labeled? There might have been people that saw you and hated your attitude and have told you you were never going to amount to anything. You are just like this and you're just like that and blah, 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 blah. The enemy is always on a mission to seek out people to kill, steal, and destroy. So when do you get to the point that you say enough is enough? You've been there for a lot of people. You've been there for a lot of people. Who was there for you when you were crying? Who was there for you when you were having doubts? Who was there for you when you suffered the crushing blow of hurt and pain and agony? How many times have you had to put on a smile just to keep from crying? How many lies have you heard from people who claimed, I love you and I would never leave you, I would never do anything, I would never put you in a position to be hurt, and they do the very same thing to you that you told them that almost killed you, almost broke you, almost made you bleed out. And here they are being repetitive in the thing that you warned them about. Who knows you better than you do? This is the reason why when people say they're your friend, you really need to evaluate that, because to be a friend, there's a lot involved. There's a lot that you have to do to be a friend to somebody. People use that word loosely because they don't really want to be a friend. They want to be connected, but they don't want a friendship. Because being my friend means you're willing to go through the fire with me, even if it's my fault. You're willing to hurt like I'm hurting. And do people really want to do that? Do they really have time to be your friend, or is it something they say just to get you out of the way? Have you ever asked yourself, why do you want to be friends with me? And when people say, I love you, do they really mean it? See, that's something that people say as a quick way to fix what they're either going to do to you or going to allow to happen to them. Satan always uses lead-in lines. He never comes to you angry. He comes to you with lies. He comes to you with smiles. He comes to you so you can trust him into believing what he says. And so he makes an appeal that you can't refuse. You've been making plans for your life for a long time, and yet you never acted on them. Why? Because the enemy revealed to you what you didn't have. It was either I don't have enough money, I don't have anybody to help me, I don't have. If you notice, all those things were negatives that you were focused on, and you neglected to look at what you do have. You neglected to remember that God says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. If you have the strength to stand, you have the strength to walk. Why did you put your life on hold for somebody that couldn't hold themselves? you've been waiting to make a move, and you're not waiting on God. You've been waiting on people to approve of your move. The problem is you waited too long. It's time for you to act. It's time for you to realize your importance. It's time for you to realize your worth. It's time for you to realize real lies. The very folks that told you I wouldn't do that if I were you, they're not you. The very people that you are waiting for support from, they're not coming. If I had waited for people to take me places, and this is before I even learned to drive. I learned to drive I stole my mother's car. I was bad about taking cars. I wanted to drive so badly, and didn't nobody want to teach me. The one thing that I've learned about folks, when you have a desire to learn, they have a refusal to teach. Why? Because they don't want to see you do better than them, or they don't want to see you know as much as them. And so it's like even musicians in the church. There are people that will not teach you everything simply because, oh no, I'm making money doing this. And so I don't want to see you doing better than me. They might call you instead of me. So I learned how to drive myself. I didn't wait for people to teach me, because, when you depend on people, that's when they think they can treat you any type of way. Good morning. Good morning. When people think that you need them, they will show you how much they don't want you. Y'all ought to caught that. Because when a person feels like they're a necessity, they treat you nasty. Well, they can't survive without me. Baby, I will show you that you can't say anything that's going to break me. Why? Because I learned from my family what hurt was. I don't cry anymore. You're not going to break me down. Since so many people, my uncles were military, and some people are just mean. They mean spirited. They mean hearted. Well, you ain't supposed to cry. You a boy. You ain't supposed. Can I tell you, brothers and sisters, this is the reason why our crime rate is so high. Men have been told so much that tears are not masculine, that they hold everything in, and when they do explode, it's not good. And when we are met with opposition, the first thing we're ready to do is defend ourselves physically, instead of actually allowing God to bring out the crying, the tears. Give me another release. I would rather spend 5 minutes crying than to spend 15 years in prison. Simply because I could not control everything that was inside of me. The enemy sometimes makes you feel like you have to bottle up everything because you're unbelievable. He does not want you to trust God. He does not want you to trust people. He does not want you to trust in anything except yourself, your will. Whatever your will is what it's going to be. And you have to realize how to humble yourself so you can hear from God. A lot of the situations that we are in is because of who we allow ourselves to be connected to. I don't deal with everybody. I do not like everybody. Nor do I like their ways. If I don't like your friends, then 9 times out of 10, we're not going to be friends. Why? Because if your friends are hateful, they like to make fun of people, they're wild, they have no sense of remorse, they have no sense of class. I can't be seen with that. Simply because I'm not even concerned about my reputation. That I could care less. They're usually got some trouble going. They usually are always in something. I don't want to be in anything. I've already been in hell. I've already been through hell. I can't allow the people that are connected to me or that you are connected to. See, some of y'all are connected to witches. Y'all are connected to warlocks. Y'all connected to demons. Y'all connected to people that honor the devil. And you're wondering why you're going through because you keep inviting people to your house. You keep going on dates. You keep going out to lunch. You keep going to dinner with folks. You keep hanging out with people that mean you no good. And then you're wondering why you're not resting well. You're wondering why every time you look around, you're tired, you're fatigued. It's because these demons are using your body to do the will of the devil because you're allowing access to you. Let me ask you this. How many of you are truly happy in your life? Not lying to yourself. I'm not talking about the way we lie to ourselves. I'm happy. No, you're not. No, you're not. Are you truly happy? Deep down inside, you know whether you're happy or not. Even when you are married, you know whether you are happy. There are so many pretenders, even in marriage ships, that it's sad. The people that you see walking around holding hands, grinning, and I'm not saying every marriage is bad, but what I'm trying to say, there are some people that are lying to themselves, pretending to be in love when really you're lost. You're just afraid of being by yourself. And so you stay with people that have no idea how to communicate how they feel about you, nor do they have the idea of how to love you. What kind of love do you need? You don't need every kind of love. So you have to teach people how to love you if you're going to commit to them. Because there are some people that don't understand the concept of submission. If they don't love themselves, what made you think they were going to love you? No shade intended. But how can you think that an addict of any kind, sex addict, drug addict, sin addict, because we're all included in that, we all have an addiction. We all are addicted to something. All right, and whether it's food, whether it's life, or the lack of living it, we're addicted to something. So how do we expect an addict to understand the concept of giving something that they've never had? When you have a chemical dependency on something, how can we expect them to supply what they're asking you for? How do we do that? How do we get to the place that we put so much emphasis on what we need that we lower our standards to get it? And then we want to hurt good people that come to us and say, let me help you get cleaned up. Let me help you realize that you are a better person than how you are presenting yourself. And we find that offensive. Well, I'm grown. Some of us shouldn't say that because grown folks take care of themselves. Grown folks don't make the type of decisions that kids do. A lot of people are grown, but they still have childlike tendencies. And this is the reason why so many, you shouldn't have to remind grown people to love you. You shouldn't. And we have to be allowed to be loved. That's the question. Are you allowing yourself to be loved? Are you allowing yourself to be liked? When people come to say, Bishop, there's so many people that don't like me. There's so many people that don't love me. Are you lovable? Is your language preferred or is it disturbed? Many times, a person that is so scorned and so hurt because they choose to stay where they are, the reason why they're treating you bad is because the love they want, the love that they're trying to get to, they don't want it from you. They want it from the person they had their heart and mind set on. And some people are so into these people that even though that person hurt them, whoever they end up with, they can never measure up to the person that they wanted. Therefore, you're wasting your time because you can't measure up to the misery that they're putting themselves through. This is why you have to learn how to let people. When friends leave me, I've had several people here lately to just leave me after me trying to love them, trying to help them. I just don't like being told what to do. Okay. So you want to be the leader of your own life. The problem with that is you don't even know where you are. Don't even know who you are. All you remember is the hurt that you had. You don't even know where you want to go. Nothing is important as my child. Nothing is. I'm so sick of this narrow-minded way of thinking. All right. So now your kid comes up. He's messed up because you're messed up. You don't want any other man because the man that you had made you miserable, and now you hate all men. Does that make sense? Because all men didn't do anything to you. Or vice versa with a woman. All women now, I hate women because this one did this and this one did that and blah, blah, blah. But you never stop once to think you made the choice. What made you, as you say, fall in love when you weren't even walking in it? Their touch felt good, and that's about it. You can't say their love felt good because you never experienced it. You never knew what it was like to be loved because all you did was have sex. It wasn't love. You just was there for a night. You was there for a moment. You was there for a few months, or you there for a year. And when it got old, you were let go, or you let go of them. Now everything that everybody they've ever been with, every soul that they've ever, that soul tie has followed you through every relationship, through every friendship, and you haven't broken anything, but yet you're still broken. Well, I'm good. I'm good. No, you're not. You keep pretending, you keep lying to yourself. Lying to yourself will not allow you to live for yourself. How how do you function under dysfunction? Why do you keep hurting yourself waiting for people to help you? When sometimes what you need to do is get yourself together. What do you mean? Just go. Just go. Live your life. If you meet somebody, if you have you met yourself? Maybe you need to reintroduce yourself to yourself by yourself so you can help yourself. You're sitting there talking about, well, one of these days, why not today? I don't have it. There we go, making excuses. The more excuses you make, the more unstable you become. The more unstable you become, the less effort you're going to make. Okay, I'm not, and then you end up 20 years later talking about the same thing. Well, they got money, I don't. Another excuse. Another excuse. When you woke up this morning, God gave you the opportunity to make a difference, to make the change. Are you going to change it, or are you going to wallow in your self-pity and blame everybody else for what you don't have? Are you going to sit there? I'm so tired of seeing him. Well, I didn't invite you to my page. Evidently, God is trying to tell you something or you wouldn't be here. See, that's the thing. There's a lot of people who say they like truth, but when they hear it, they can't swallow it. It's not the fact that they're choking on the truth. They're just comfortable with the regurgitated lie. I know how to be a friend to people, but they have to learn how to be a friend to themselves. If you're not treating you right, why are you expecting other people to treat you the way you treat you? I have so many people that say I'm stupid, that say he doesn't make any sense and he's just talking in circles. And I'm sitting there, change is necessary and you can't see it. You choose to lead a miserable life by who you allow to love you with the type of love they want to offer you. Sometimes you have to say, no, I can't. I don't need your type of love. I don't need your type of friendship, because brothers and sisters, not everybody that say they like you can be loyal to you. And if it's that easy, and can I tell you, please, when somebody leaves your life, remember how they left. They left you without any explanation. They left you because they don't want to answer questions. See, sometimes you can find out a lot about a person by the questions you ask them and by the way they respond to them. If I want to know why you love me, you better be able to tell me why do you love me? Why do you like me? Because I'm looking at your actions. If your actions are lacking love, then your love is going to be lacking love. Hello? These are the things. I look for the details of a friendship. I'm not going to say, well, you're my friend just because I know your name. I need to understand you. I need to know, okay, if I text you, are you going to text me right back? If I text you on Monday, I need to hear from you on Monday. I don't need to hear from you 3 months later. See, people don't understand the seriousness of loyalty. There's love in loyalty. They're not loyal to you. They're loyal to the ones that think like them, that act like them, that share like them, that move like them. That's who they're loyal to. Can I tell you, demons that are demons are loyal to demons. A demon will never turn on another demon. I don't care how much they argue, fuss, and fight. When it comes to you, they will gang up against you, but they will never go against their own for you. And some of us are learning those lessons so severely that you're discovering that the very people that said they loved you are the very ones that played a role in your sabotage. You thought because they went to church, they had changed. You thought because you saw a certain side, you knew that person. Can I tell you, there's so many of us that don't even recognize a demon when we see them, because we are so looking for the good in everybody when we don't want to see the bad. We're so willing to put up with mistreatment because we don't want to be by ourselves. So as long as I'm included, I feel that we're compatible, when in real life, in reality, they were never meant for you in the first place. They saw you coming. They played on your emotional development or lack thereof. There are people that will play with your emotions because they have none. There are people that will befriend you in order to betray you, to get back at the people that they can't get back at. Don't allow yourself to be used as a hit back. That's my lick back. I don't really like you, but I want you to pretend that we in love, so they'll be jealous, so they'll be mad. So there are certain people that want to be seen with you because they can't be seen with anybody else. And we have settled for that role. So you mean to tell me that you're okay with taking a backseat in your own life just to make somebody else look good in theirs? What sense does that make? When a person decides that you're not good enough to be loyal to, what makes you think that they're good enough to be friends with? I mean, ask yourself that question, because a lot of people don't think you're good enough to be loyal to. Why do you think they don't call you as much? They don't talk to you. They don't have anything to do. I don't like that type of friendship. That's the reason why I block a lot of people and I delete a lot of folks, because again, I'm not that part-time friend. I don't do part-time friendships. And believe you me, I am not desperate for attention. Not at all. I do know what a friend is. I look at friendship from a biblical standpoint. I talk to Jesus every day. I love the Lord and the Lord loved me. So if God sent his son to die, which was the example that he wanted us to follow, Jesus called us friends and he laid down his life. So my question is, what are your friends laying down for you? If they're your friends, they don't text you right away, but they're your friends. They leave you hanging. You're the last resort. They talk to you when there's nobody else to talk to. They hang out with you when nobody else is around. And it's funny how they'll make jokes about you and say, "Oh, I'm just playing. I was just kidding." You ain't like, to make other people laugh at you, then look at you and say, "No, we laughing with you, but I'm not laughing." See, this is the reason why I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of people. Even though I'm a preacher, I don't have any preacher friends. I don't have people because again, our connections are different. I don't hang with people that hate on other people. I don't hang with people who think they're better. If you got friends that don't like me, then we can't be friends, because it's going to be hard for you to try to be cool with me while you're trying to satisfy them. Because see, I'm one that will call out things. I laugh because a lot of my female friends, when they come around, they have some silly acting friends. I'm like, why your friend acting silly? You know, I don't do that. I'm not like, well, Rick, no, 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 no. Here's the thing. If she's gonna be stupid, then she need to walk on. And a lot of times, I lose friendships because they will try to cover up for their hatefulness in their friends. So they get mad at me and say, well, I'll tell you quick. If you're going to be friends with them and that type of people, then you can't be friends with me. You go on and you stay with them. But when they fold on you, don't come crawling back to me, because you just proved your loyalty right there. Don't get me in front of your family and try to loud talk me. That's not going to fly either. If you can talk to me by yourself, you can talk to me in front of your family, you can talk to me in front of your friends, you can talk to me in front of anybody. But here's the thing. There are some of you all that are controlled. You like to be controlled. You're so used to being controlled that you don't even know how to console yourself. You're so used to being controlled by people, whether it's on marriage or not. Can I tell you, I was married for 30 years and I walked away from a relationship. Why? Because when things go bad and people don't want to fix, you cannot stay in a situation where the person does not want to fix you or does not want to fix the situation. Let's say it like that. And so if you're staying in a relationship where you're not allowed to talk, you're not allowed to have, and I hear people say, well, you shouldn't have friends and you shouldn't have male friends and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. I think that depends on the maturity of the people that you're dealing with. Because first of all, if you have respectable people, there's nothing that I have to hide and say to you that you can't say in front of my woman. I've never been a jealous man in my life. I'm never jealous because here's the thing. People going to do what they're going to do. But when I find it out, I will handle it accordingly. I've seen people marry and take people away from their family. You can't talk to your family. You can't talk to nobody. You can't talk to nobody but me. Who are you? I don't want dominance. I need deliverance. I'm not trying to dominate you. Listen, if I'm going to love you, I'm going to love you because God loved me. God's going to teach me how to treat you so I can reach you. I don't have to cheat on you. You don't have to cheat on me. We need to go to God together. If you can't pray for me, then don't play with me. This is what I'm trying to get you to see. When you know your worth, you know your loyalty. Are you loyal to yourself? Because if you're not being loyal to yourself, then how can you expect anybody else to be loyal to you? Are you loyal because you love you? Or have you lost your love for yourself just to please those that are in your church, just to please those that are in your family, just to please those? And nobody knows what you're going through. They could care less. As long as you're there for them, you're a good person. But the moment that you need somebody, here come the excuses. Out of all the efforts that you've made, here comes the excuses. And you end up losing people that was loyal to you for them fools that were never loyal to you. You listen to people say, all he doing is talking. Can they still be your friends when you're in a bad mood? When you feel like cussing somebody out? When you are venting, are they willing to listen? Or they say, well, I'll call you later. You must be mad. That's the moment that you need somebody. Are your needs being met mentally? Or are you still struggling psychologically with what you're doing physically? Where are you right now? Where are you in your life? See, a lot of us think because we're in the church that makes us exempt from having feelings. Feelings have affected your faith. A lot of people don't want to see things for what they are because they're scary. It's uncomfortable to be uncomfortable. We are in such the comfort zone of falsehood that when truth actually knocks on the door, we find it offensive because we're so used to defending the lie that we have become the sacrifice of life. Jesus died so you wouldn't have to suffer for the very thing that you should be suffering for. And yet, when we get in the church and we begin to see how folks are treating one another, there's no loyalty in the church, not to God. We allow everything, we allow all of our feelings to be captivated by entertainment, and we lose the focal point of empowerment. How can somebody empower you when they're ignoring you? When your pastor don't even know your name, don't even care about you, all they care about is your tithes, all they care about is what you can give. They don't care about how you living. Are you all right? Do you need our help? Is there something that we can do for you because you have done so much for this church? You've done so much for these people. What can we do for you to help you? Are those questions being asked? What is it that makes you tick? What is it that you have that I can use in the church to better the life of the church? I'm not putting stipulations on you. I could care less whether you have a husband or not. I could care less whether you have a wife or not. Okay, you've got 10 children. So what? My thing is you showed up at the place that was designed to help you get delivered. How can we help you get to that point? Instead of talking about, here she comes to church, she got all them kids and ain't got no husband, that ain't none of your business. You got a life that you ain't even living, and yet you have the audacity to open your mouth about somebody else's. When you got kids that have done worse than a lot of the kids that's in the church, you've got kids that have done just as bad outside of the church. What's really sad is when we have people that are in the church that are looking down their noses at other people, mistreating other folk, and expecting them and trying to put your expectations on somebody that you didn't even meet. You've created standards that you don't even live up to, and yet you're trying to run your lips about something that ain't none of your business, that's God's business. And first of all, why would God even send you to a person when he can't come to you? You don't even go to him. Because we're so traditional. We're so traditional. And here's the thing, brothers and sisters, we can only be friends with people that we are allowed, because we're so afraid that if we're seen with somebody that's not our husband or that's not our wife, people are going to criticize. And so here's what the devil says. The devil says, well, be careful that don't let your evil be good spoken of. Can I tell you one thing, brothers and sisters? When you have dirty-minded saints, you will lose yourself trying to appeal to them, because let me tell you, if I come to your city and I want to have dinner with you, guess what? I don't have to have a chaperone to do so. I thank God that he has allowed me to show kindness with or without anybody on my arm. Nobody should be able to determine what type of kindness, or even if you're going to be kind or not, because you're worried about being criticized by people who don't have a life. I would hate to think that the only way you can pray for me is by having somebody else's permission. I would hate to think the only way that I can have lunch with you is if it's approved by the church or approved by your spouse. Can I tell you something? If I was going to do something nice for somebody, and I love God, I love God with all my heart, I could care less what the world thinks about what I do. Number one, it's my money. Number two, I love God. I don't answer to nobody, because don't nobody have a heaven or a hell to put you in. And you're losing good people when you have the opportunity to do good to somebody and you don't, because you are so stuck in your traditions and you're so stuck in the oppression of the church. The church is oppressed, y'all. We don't want to see it because we got comfortable with it. We're so used to being bound. We're so used to bondage that we don't even know or remember how to be a blessing to somebody, because we're afraid of what everybody's going to think. If they see us having lunch together, what are they going to think? I don't give a doggone what they think. My thing is, I like to eat. If I'm going to eat, if I call you, do you want to go eat? Well, I would, but never mind. I got this myself. Why? Because, brothers and sisters, I'm so sick and tired of people acting stuck up and stupid when it comes to salvation. Let me ask you something. Since you're so concerned about what people think, can you imagine the narrative if Jesus was always in a room? He had 12 disciples and wasn't none of them women. So what would you think was going on if Jesus was in a room with 12 men and he tells you can't come in here? This is off limits. The first thing you're going to think, what's he doing in there with 12 men? Why is the door locked? See, that's how we think. That's how we think. That's how we are. That's our humanity. And so there was a movie that came out years ago, and I don't even know if y'all remember, called Jesus Christ Superstar, and it made Jesus look gay. And we all know that he wasn't. But it was the narrative that was drawn. See, brothers and sisters, some of y'all jump to conclusions because it's all you know. And your assumptions and your conclusions make you look stupid. Because if God tells me to go pray for somebody, I do not need your permission. Because what you think something looks like is not always what it is, but because of your dirty minded thinking. See, I'm not going to try to change your dirty mind. I think differently. I told you I'm not like most preachers. I don't think according to what people want me to do. I do what God tells me to do. If you don't like it, it's on you. If you don't want the blessing, cool. But I'm not going to withhold my blessing because people don't like the way that it's coming. Well, the reason why I'm so private is because I don't like everybody in my business. I called you personally to go eat. If I wanted the world to know it, I would have asked the world to come. I didn't. So therefore, well, you know, I don't have to have a wife. I don't have to have a husband. I don't have to have a girlfriend. I don't have to have anything to have dinner with somebody. That's stupid to me. I could care less what people think because I already know who I am in Christ. You might not know. Now, I can't help what your intentions are, but my intention is to eat some chicken and to sit and to laugh and have a great time. If you can't do that because you are so worried about your reputation as a woman or your reputation as a man, then stay where you are. But brothers and sisters, why are you missing out on people that want to be friends with you, that want to show you love? Whether you in the church or not, because of the silliness and the misrepresentation of holiness that people have about themselves. You can't be friends with me because, or you can't eat with me, or I can't do nice things for you. I can't do anything nice because I'm concerned about what the church is going to think. Well, can I tell you, Ricky Huffman does not care what the church thinks. I do not care what people think. I'm grown. I'm 51 years old. The day that I begin to allow people to control my thinking, I'll stop preaching. Because if God doesn't convict me, what makes you think I'm going to let you do so? See, this is the reason why, brothers and sisters, we are stuck on stupid when it comes to salvation, because we're so concerned about what everybody thinks, but we're not considering what God knows. I'm not phony. Not. I just don't care. Satan doesn't control me. I don't listen to his logic. I don't listen to his ideas. If you're going to be better, maybe you need to stop being bitter. Who are you truly loyal to? You can't serve two masters. Either you're going to serve God or you're going to serve the devil. But sometimes, brothers and sisters, we allow the devils that are closest to us to control us. And some of y'all are connected to some high-ranking devils. Because they are the bishops, they're the moderators, they're the pastors, they're the this, they're the doctors, they're the apostles, they this and that. I could care less about that. I just want something to eat. That's all. I do not care about the position of the person that you are being loyal to. I don't. I'm that friend, I'm that preacher that I can preach, I can sing, I can do everything that God has put in me to do without your permission, whether you like it or not. And if you don't want to eat with the bishop, then don't. But I will invite you. Don't bring no trouble to me. Don't bring no mess to me. If you got a jealous husband, then you stay with him. If you got a jealous wife, then you stay with her. I don't have time to be jealous because I'm too busy eating. I'm too busy enjoying my life to worry about the opinions of ignorance and arrogance. You're arrogant. Your money don't matter to me. This is where you have to get to. You have to get to the point to where you're not afraid to live life based on what God told you to do instead of what somebody is telling you to do. You know, I wouldn't do that if people see you say I could care less what people see. They saw Jesus and still didn't listen. Jesus could come in these churches today and people would have him arrested because he would start telling them, y'all doing this wrong. I didn't tell y'all to do this. This is what y'all denomination do. I'm not denominational. You show me one scripture from Genesis to Revelation where Jesus was denominational. You cannot confine Jesus to a stupid denomination. You cannot. Jesus wasn't Baptist. Jesus wasn't Pentecostal. Jesus wasn't Methodist. Jesus was the Christ. He was not connected to any denomination with any stupid bylaw that did not that contradicted his law. So forgive me for not following y'all's traditional hellish ways. I ain't going to hell following your tradition. I'm not going to hell following you just because I belong to a denomination, which I do not. But I do know how to treat people. I do know how, and see, I'm not one who's going to condone people because I know them or I'm kin to them. I don't do that. See, a lot of us, again, we're lying to ourselves. We know people are wrong, and yet we try to cover it up because why? They kin to us, or I go to church with them, or I'm in the same district, I'm in the same this, I'm in the same. I could care less about that crap, man. You know what? My relationship with God is mine. You're so busy trying to live a life that you don't really believe in yourself. You really don't. You're doing what's expected because that's what they expect you to do. I do what I feel like doing because I'm hearing God say, okay, if God says, I need you to bless them, I need you to go to them. Well, Lord, what if they see me coming out of somebody's house at 2:00 in the morning? And, well, they're going to talk about me. Let them. Let them. I don't give explanations to nobody. I never have. Can I tell you, brothers and sisters, the people that know me personally, I was the worst child my mama had. I'm the oldest child. Again, I stand on what I believe. I have been like this my whole life. This is not the first time I've confronted people, and it won't be the last. You have to learn how to love you and allow God to let people love you. You're so busy running people away from you because of what other people think about you. What do you think about you? How many people have taken the time to really get to know you, actually sit down and have a conversation with you before they criticized you? Very few. You have anointings, you have things that God has put in you that the church will never get to experience because of how they have expressed their hatred for you. If the church hates you, your pastor hates you, how in the world can they help you? They can't help you if they hate you. Well, I don't hate you, I just don't like them. They oh, same difference. Brothers and sisters, stop associating yourself with people that have associated themselves with the devil. Division is division, no matter how you cut it. The reason why so many people are offended by teaching like this is because they don't want to see the real picture. They don't want to see the real deal. They are so comfortable. Well, I was brought up Baptist. I was brought up Pentecostal. Who brought you up? I was brought up in the admonition of the Lord, which means God was teaching me. God was reaching me. God didn't use denomination to deliver me. Now, I don't know how you got delivered, but see, that's a lot of people. People are saved, but they're not delivered. Because anytime that you can look at somebody through the eyes of your flesh, how in the world can you give them the love of Christ? Why do I have to have people around me? I don't like a lot of people around me, no way. So why do I need a bunch of people around me to feel validated? The majority of the time, can I tell you, with the churches that I've been in, pretty much I felt violated. Because when you walk in the church and you see people whispering or walling their eyes at you because you ain't been in so long or something, my thing is, how come the church never called you to see how you were doing? What is it now? We don't check on people no more. Jesus said, love your enemies. Jesus said, if your enemies hunger, feed them. I can't do what Jesus said because I'm afraid I'm going to lose friendship with the pastors. I'm going to lose friendship with my friends. I'm going to lose friends. I could care less who I lose friendship with, as long as I don't lose my faith. You ain't going to cost me to lose my faith because you are insecure in yours. I believe God. I don't have to believe you. Your position has no authority over my life. Your position has no authority over my life. God never told me to bow down to nobody, but to trust him. Didn't say I had to trust you. Because, see, you can be manipulated. I refuse to be. I love all of you. If I was in your city and you saw me, you're the bishop from Facebook. Hey, can we get together? Sure. Let's go have a bite. Let's go do something. Let's go. What do y'all do for fun around here? I would not act, well, I'm so holy, I can't talk to you because, shh, don't talk to that. I don't want nobody to know. If that's the way you're going to treat me, don't talk to me. Lose my number. Delete yourself from my page. We're no longer friends. I do not need two-faced people that can't be my friend or can only be my friend as long as the church say so. As long as your family say so. As long as your denomination is cool with it, then we can be cool. If we can't be cool, cut me loose. Matter of fact, I can do you one better. I will remove myself from your presence so I will not be your problem no more. How about that one? I don't like ignorance. That's ignorance and that's arrogance. And when you call yourself a child of God, you're supposed to know how to treat people. I don't care who gets mad at me, man. I'm so used to it. I hate to see you mistreated. I'm not going to be that person that's going to go along with you being mistreated. I'm not. I'm that bishop. I'm that preacher that will stand up for you. I will fight for you. Why? Because they have a soul. What do you want them to come to church for if you're going to mistreat them? You love them devils. How come you can't love the people that actually need love? Oh, I forgot. Your money makes a difference. You're now that you have money, now that you have a position, now that you have a degree, that makes you better than the people that you used to hang around. It makes you better. It doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't. It doesn't. And you can always tell people who are not used to having anything because when they get it, they begin to treat you like trash. Brothers and sisters, can I tell you, if having wealth makes you act like an idiot with people, I don't want it. If having a position makes you look down on people, I see the way people act. I've already determined that I'm not going to be in a power struggle with punks. Not going to. I'm a consecrated bishop, not a complicated bishop. I don't do things the way other churches do them. I don't do things the way the other pastors do them. I care about people. I do. I care about people. Even in their miserable moments, when they make it difficult for me to love them, I'm trying to learn them. I want to get to the root of what's causing them to be miserable. Maybe I can help them. A lot of us could help people if we just shut up and listen to what they're trying to say. It's what people don't say that makes the difference in life, y'all. The number one killer of a relationship, friendship, or anything is the lack of compassion. Well, Bishop, you can't save everybody. No, but I can listen to one person at a time. This is why I do this, you all. This is why I'm on Facebook every day. I know what it is to have friends that go home and commit suicide. I've experienced it. I know what it is when a woman is forced into aborting her child that she wanted. But the church said, no, we're not going to help her. She had the kids out of wedlock. She can't sing in the choir. She can't do this and she can't do that. I have an issue with that. Because you weren't perfect either. And it's amazing to me how people in positions look at you as an imposition simply because they don't want to deal with your pain, but they too embarrassed to admit theirs. The very sins that they are committing secretly, they want to publicly humiliate you for, and their friends are just as guilty as they are. A church that covers up for their pastor is a corrupt congregation. I don't care how you cut it. They're corrupt. And they will treat you incorrectly because of the corruption. There's still a lot of blood on these churches, and it's not the blood of Jesus either. There's a lot of people that have died out of the church that the church killed. And they'll never apologize. But oh, when Jesus comes, the very thing that they think they got away with is the very thing, the very charges. Why? Because if Jesus don't bring it up, the Bible is a lie. You put the measure out there. The Bible said the very measures you meet shall be brought back to you again. God is going to bring it back to you. The very way you treated somebody. Also, don't think they got away with it. They didn't get away with it. They just hadn't been judged for it. The evidence is still there. The accountability is going to come into play. They're bragging now. They're living high right now. They think they got it together right now. But oh, when God comes and shrinks that ego for them. So brothers and sisters, I encourage you to love one another. Be more compassionate. Be more patient. Be more willing to listen because God listened to you. If you don't know what it, can I tell you, I've never been loved before. My grandmama was the only one that loved me. I mean, truly loved me. My grandmama loved me. That's the only one in my family that did. I mean, truly loved me. My grandmama was everything to me. And I ain't no lie to tell nobody. I don't have secrets. My family didn't like me. I didn't like them. Let's keep it real. But my grandmama did. And the relationships that I was in, I've never been loved before. They appreciated the fact that I had talents. They appreciated the fact that I had a job. But as far as loving me, I've yet to receive that. And I'm talking about a love where I don't have to share you with nobody. I don't have to, but I can trust you. I've never had that. Never had that. So this is the reason why I'm so compassionate on helping and loving people, because I've been in churches that never liked me. They liked my talents. They never liked me. They liked the fact that I would give. But they criticized me when they had to help me. When they thought I needed a ride to church, I heard the conversations. When you had to depend on somebody to pick you up at church because you didn't have a car, they didn't want to come. I wish they hadn't of now. I will never go back to the point that I have to beg people to include me. I don't want you to be at that point where you have to beg people to include you. You're better than that. You're better than that. You shouldn't have to settle for mistreatment just to be included. Again, I'm the bishop that people love to hate. I'm that one. I do not mind. I could care less what people think. I'll never quit being a thorn in the devil's flesh. As long as God give me breath, I'll be here for you. I love you. I'm not the preacher that want to be connected. I don't need to be in your conferences. I want you to be in Christ. I care about your soul. I don't need your money. I work every day. But Satan wants your soul, and you need to be aware of it. You need to be aware of people that are not loyal to you. They just like you for a little while. What do you think of you? Again, I'm always available. I don't have a secretary. If you want to talk to me, call me. I've been called, well, you're a fake pastor, you're a fake this, and you're a fake that. People who are mad at me call me names because that's the only thing they can resort to. That's their only defense. Is to throw labels, throw shade all you want. What I really see is the fact that I'm a threat to your ego because my confidence crushes your coincidence. You're here. When people try to approach you, they try to attack you or try to assault your character. It's because they have nothing to attack. They don't have good character. So all they have is ego. And ego is who they think they are. But your character is who God knows you are. So let them live with their egos. I don't kiss egos at all. I do not stroke egos. I crush them. I listen to how people who claim to be children of God, y'all get so pissed off at people so quickly. But yet you're a child of God because we're not going to bow down to you. I'm not bowing down to you because you wear a suit, because you have a position. I'm not doing that. I'd rather kill an ego if I can't build one. I want you to be better. I want you to be better. I'm concerned about you. I could care less what everybody else thinks. I'm concerned about you. Are you okay? Are you all right? How can I help you get better? I'm willing to listen to you so I can learn where do you want to go? You have dreams, you have desires. You listen, you are great. And you gonna let these fools destroy your ideas simply because they can't handle you at your greatest? God said, if I be for you, then who can be against you? Can I say it like this? If God be for you, who cares who's against you? Let them people die and go to hell in their tradition and in their denomination. You keep on living. The Bible says you shall live and not die. The Bible also says, why should a man die before his time? Don't you let these fools kill you because they already dead and they sin. Don't you stop living, and don't you stop experiencing different aspects of your life because somebody else chooses to settle down and die. I travel wherever I want to go. I do what I want to do. I go where I want to go with who I want to go with. Why? Simply because I'm grown enough to do it. Number one, God has blessed me to do it, and I'm not going to stop living just because everybody else has. If you want to experience life, baby, go experience your life. Go see something. Go do something. Stop settling for the comfort or the confinement of your town, of your ideology. Sometimes y'all's towns got some stupid ways. They ain't never been nowhere. They don't want to go nowhere. They don't want to do nothing. And they get mad at you because you're studying, because you want to be better. You want to do better than what you grew up in. When you have outgrown your city, your state, your town, and your people, there's going to expect to meet opposition when you are growing and developing. Why? Because you cannot help people who don't want to be developed. There's nothing worse than dead deliverance. I'm not dead. I ain't gonna let you kill me. If you contaminate it, stay away from me. I don't want to contract anything by coming in contact with a contaminated soul that chooses to die. Be careful that you don't let people become cancers to you, because cancer untreated can kill you. If you're studying, get your degree. If you want to travel, go. Stop waiting for somebody to take you somewhere. Go yourself. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to care for you like you and God. Sometimes you don't even care for you. So you have to let God care for you. Don't be controlled by your city. Don't be controlled by your church. Don't be controlled by your denomination. Don't be controlled by stupid bylaws. Don't be controlled by none of that. Be comforted by the word of God that was designed to correct you, teach you, reach you, and feature you in the presence of the Lord. Because in God's presence, who needs the people? You do not. You just need to be in his presence so you know how to not act like the people that God won't even allow to come into his presence. Because not everybody is going to be welcomed in heaven just because they're welcome in a building. Amen. You all be blessed. I love you all so much. I thank God for you. They can't get under my skin. Sister Lucille, you don't even have to defend me. They can't get under my skin. I'm going to piss the devil off before I let the devil piss me off. I promise you. You have to get hood with the devil. Because the devil is hood. He don't put you through all that hell and you going to let him talk to you like you trashy? Oh, no, he not. The devil got preachers. The devil got pastors. The devil got deacons. The devil got churches. And I'm that one who will never be broken again because I've already been broken once. I'll never be broken again. Ever. By anybody. That's why I give you the option. If you don't like what I say, stay off my page. Delete me. Let me know. I will never send you another friend request. Once you leave, don't worry about coming back. But baby, this bishop wants to be your friend because I love you enough to tell the truth. And I want you to tell me the truth. If we can't learn together, how are we going to go to hell together? Did you just say how are we going to go to hell together? Because if we're not learning from each other and we're hurting each other, we both going to go to hell, right? That's right. We didn't learn together, so we're going to burn together? Oh, no. That's not my philosophy. I want to help you get to heaven. And the only way I can do that is to love God and to be patient with you and to offer you opportunities that the church has refused you. Jesus didn't put stipulations when he went to the cross. I'll die for you as long as you do right. I'll die. No. So if Jesus didn't put stipulations on you, why am I going to let you put stipulations on our friendship? I'm not. If you fall, if you fail, F-E-L-L, not F-A-I-L. If you fail, if you're falling, I'm going to be right beside you. Pick you up, dust you off. All right, you've seen what you tripped over, right? Let's keep it moving. I don't have time to focus on your failures. Because if you're God's family, then you're my family. So if I'm going to keep it real with God, I'm going to keep it real with you. This is how I feel. This is who I am. So as far as this bishop's concerned, listen, you have two options. Either you love me or you don't. But at the end of the day, I'm going to love you because God tells me to. And because I want to do God's will. I will love the hell out of somebody. Just what God told me to do. But I'm not scared to speak my mind. I'm not scared to stand up for what's right. And I'm not scared to call out mistreatment when I see it. I don't care where it is or who's doing it. If my colleagues are wrong, which I don't have any, I'll put them in check too. Who are you to tell somebody, can't nobody but a pastor do this? You a lie. There are people that can do better than what you're doing. You just don't want to give them the chance because you're jealous of the anointing that they have. So you want to hold them back instead of hold them up. So brothers and sisters, again, before you want to be friends with me, before you want to follow me, this is how I speak. This is how I teach. This is what I believe. And so I am kindly offering you the understanding that sometimes listen to me. A lot of people are going to be mad at you. If you can't handle being a friend to me and I'm truly being loyal to the friendship, then don't. then don't. You do not have to watch me. You do not have to listen to me. But I speak from my experiences in the church. I speak from my experiences with other people, and I'm watching you. And so I want you to be better. I don't ever want you to experience the treatment that I have received from the church. Never. I forgive them, but I haven't forgot how they treated me, nor have I forgot how they left me when I needed them the most. There's not a preacher that I know that I can depend on to treat me right. I'm saying it publicly. I'm saying it publicly, and I'm not mad about it. I just don't care. But I'm not going to treat you that way. So you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. You all be blessed.